Okay, right. Everyone can unmute now. I've unmuted several of you already, and Sam's unmuted himself. Okay, ahoy everyone! It's Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Welcome to the stream this afternoon. Which was, it was a little. We come up. I think myself and Reed come up with this idea a bit earlier today. And we're going to be diving into the wacky world of Pastor Greg Locke's Twitter account. We hope this will be a bit of fun, but I will say right off the bat, some trigger warnings, because this is Pastor Greg Locke after all, so God knows what we're going to find. So this could be an interesting one. I'll just say hello to one or two people in the chat. Sadie Marie Jones, I haven't seen you for a little while. Hi, Ricardo. African Humanists, good to see you. By the way, when you get a chance, African Humanists, check your Twitter DMs, because I DM'd you yesterday. And Sassy Heathen I see in the chat, and I've got with me today, I've got Ring, Sam, and Hopswatch. So
hello there.
Okay, Ring, I'll let you go first, because you want to tell them about the little competition we're having.
Sure, but I'll correct you first, because you did misspeak slightly. You said God knows. What you surely meant was Trump knows.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, a couple weeks back, I started making it my mission to get Pastor Greg Locke to block me on Twitter. At first, I was doing it with only communist Jesus quotes, but then I kind of expanded it out to Bible quotes, and then I'm just okay. Screw it! I'm just gonna keep retweeting him and calling him out until he blocks me. And that being said, I also blatantly straight up challenged him 10 minutes before the stream started, so he may be getting trolled.
Yes, that is a distinct possibility. We may get some trolls in the chat. However, I'm gonna let it play for a little bit unless they get completely out of line.
Thanks in advance to any trolls already here.
Yeah. I don't think we've had any yet, but
no.
So there is a possibility that we will be, we might get some of the we may get some trolls. So yeah, I want to. Do you want to read out what you tweeted to him, Ring? Yeah.
Okay. Hey, at Pastor Locke, me, Jeff, and Hopswatch are going to be running a stream to expose you as the heretical Trump-worshipping terrorist sympathizer you are. Care to defend yourself in the chat? You and your followers have 10 minutes.
Yep, I dare say that. As I said, Ring's on this mission to get blocked by him. I decided to join in there and we have a little friendly competition to see who can get blocked first. Yeah. If this stream doesn't do it, I don't know what the fuck's going to.
Spam him with porn. It's fine.
Well. Yeah, but the funny thing is, so people have seen the little meme that Jen made up, and even that hasn't managed to get us blocked. The Pastor Greg Koch meme. So, should we dive into this and then? Because I've gone back to the start of this year, so just pick out some highlights. And one thing I've noticed about this guy, for a pastor, very few of his tweets are really anything to do with religion or preaching any of the gospel or anything. It is just, if anything, it is the gospel of Donald Trump.
Yeah. He is preaching the, real news of his Orange Messiah.
Yeah. And
totally real.
Black Sofa said, I refuse to refer to Greg Locke as pastor. He's not a pastor by any definition. He's a grifting charlatan who preaches from what is, sort of itching to hear.
He wouldn't be the only one in the States.
Yeah.
Even by Christian standards, he is barely a pastor.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what's going on. Something weird's appearing on my screen here, but I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, he is really a strange one. So I've shared his screen. I have got, and I've gone back, as I said, I've gone back to just the start of this year, and we'll probably react to some highlights, shall we say?
Yeah.
And
of course, he is a proud card-carrying member of Al Qaeda.
Yeah. So, we'll start with this one. I don't think how well people are going to see it on here. Actually, I'll try and make it as big as I can. So I'll put us off there. This is his first tweet of the year. Some pastors should be having a massive load of people in Times Square tonight worshipping and preaching the gospel. If I wasn't on the Trump bus tour, I'd be there raising a fuss. Where are the pastors in this nation with a spine? Come on, church. So I'm imagining straight away there that's a kind of a COVID reference.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Right.
That there's probably some,
because, of course, having charity is unchristian, or rather un-Trumpan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Very, so, next one I've got here. I have always appreciated Vice President Mike Pence. He's been a principled man on many issues. However, if he rolls over against Trump to save his own career, he will be the resurrection of Benedict Arnold. The fraud is too obvious to ignore.
I am afraid I don't know Benedict Arnold well enough to be.
So a little bit of U.S. history.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So during the Revolutionary War, Benedict Arnold was a prominent general on the side of the Americans. But he even the attack on Saratoga, he was one of the main generals behind that. But Congress, stopped paying the army, and Benedict Arnold swapped sides to the British.
Okay. I get it now.
Yeah, so in American lingo, Benedict Arnold is basically the same as saying traitor.
He's,
right.
Yeah.
An American Vidkun Quisling.
Yeah.
Sam back.
He ran
away. We lost you for a second. It's okay. I picked up another one here. Now, this is where he's going off another someone else here. This shows you what Dick is. Communist wannabe Reverend Warnock uses Martin Luther King as a platform. Let's be clear, Martin Luther King Jr. would have nothing to do with that trashy man. He's a danger to GA and an enemy to America. I get very it's one thing I get pretty damn sick of is some of these people invoking the name of Martin Luther King.
Yeah, especially when you're railing against a black reverend going into politics from the South.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but it seems like, I mean, Martin Luther King is the absolute antithesis of what Greg Locke stands for.
Well, you know what? He wants to talk about communism. Okay. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for the bourgeoisie to enter the kingdom of heaven. Thus saith the comrade.
Yep.
Right. Now MLK was actually quite the leftist. If you look at the things that he said, apart from being against segregation and all that, it was pretty basic Marxian stuff, I'd say.
Yeah.
I say Marxian because I don't like the word Marxist.
Here's Marxian, really.
I think I'd say definitely, certainly towards the end of his life, King, I think definitely started to question the nature of American capitalism an awful lot. So
yeah.
So this is a real, but this isn't just like a Pastor Greg Locke thing. This is something I see a lot of these far right sort of preachers will invoke King if it suits them.
Well, yeah, everyone likes to invoke King when it suits them, especially those who would have been decrying King as terrorist or anarchist back in the 60s.
Yeah. I'll just type in a second. I'm going to just say, just put it in the chat there. But Jen, you'll have to send Sadie that meme because she's curious about that. The pastor. Okay, we've actually got a religious one here, a very simple one. Jesus saves.
But George Nelson, I'm glad that I'm the second one. Reply. But George Nelson withdraws.
Yeah, my answer. My answer can't be seen anymore because now that's kind of suspended. But it was, and that's the classical answer. Takes half damage.
I've just seen as well. I just sort of put this up and thank my patrons as well because I've seen who the first response is above you, and it's Dog. Yeah. Say that to the 2 million COVID deaths. Retarded Christians are the worst. Ouch.
Yeah.
Ow. So that's stiff, Dog. I'll say that, but I've got to put my patrons banner up and thank Dog, Gary Priestley, and PJ. Thanks for supporting my channel. But that's the first. This is what I mean. You don't see a lot of preachy stuff from him. You see a lot of conspiracy stuff. Sometimes homophobic and transphobic stuff. But recently, it's just been just a Trump.
Yeah, well, he's riding the Trump train real hard. I wonder if it's because he's on the no-fly list. I don't know if he's on the no-fly list or not. I know.
Okay.
I know he claims he was in D.C. on the 6th, so he may be.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here we get on to our first one. This is what we need to continue to do. Ignore this fool. He will not be president. Biden is a sinister distraction. Pay attention to what matters. He doesn't matter. You're going to see a theme throughout these, and that's how did that work out for you, Greg?
Yeah,
right. There's going to be a bit. Of running
this aged well, didn't
it? Yeah, you're going to see a lot of this over the next. Just realised. We have Sleepy Jen.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Hey.
no video because I am actually in bed.
yeah. You've already done naked streams last week. You can't do naked and in bed on camera today. Sorry.
Yeah.
Naked would be good actually. It's hot here, but I'm actually not naked, but I am in bed.
You're supposed to leave that to the imagination, Jen.
We lost Jen. Jen's in and out. Try again, Jen.
First naked and now in and out.
In it. There we are.
That's what happens when I click the wrong button.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
YouTube.
some way that I can share an image.
Sadie, I'm pretty sure Biden was sworn in yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard something about it. Oh,
yeah. I actually intend to go back and watch it at some point, simply to mock the amount of praise to a single deity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying this on Dave's stream actually. If they're going to insist on having a prayer, why can't they just like invoke all the gods? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Ocean
Sadie in any of the groups swearing. Yeah.
Because in that case, they would need to invoke Trump as well, because many of his supporters see him as a god. There was even sorry.
Yeah.
There was that guy in India who was literally worshiping Trump. He had a Trump shrine and everything.
I haven't seen that one, but I did see that must have been an American guy. He sounded American. I wouldn't actually put it past Indians to do that, because they make gods out of practically anything. That's why they have 30 million gods or so. But there was this guy, as far as I could see, in America, sitting in his car praying to Donald Trump. That was a video, went around Twitter at one point.
See, I'd want to see that.
No, nobody wants to. I'll see if I can look it up.
Okay, trigger warning a little bit on the next one here for anyone in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. These crooked politician Hollywood's elites are literally sex trafficking children before our very eyes and bragging about it. Y'all need to wake up. Perversity like you've never imagined it coming to light. Choose a side.
Oh,
there he goes with the QAnon Pizzagate stuff.
Yeah. It's incredible that
Yes.
I mean, why are people still spouting this absolute nonsense?
The thing is, I like pizza, but I do not like Pizzagate.
Yeah.
I get a gate made from pizza wouldn't last very long anyway.
Well, wait, I'm not sure. Sadie, I'm only going to say I don't know if Sadie is in any of the groups actually, Jen. So, I don't know if follow her on.
For Sadie, no.
Feel free to add it to mine, Jeff.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. I'll have to do that on my phone because I'm.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Hey,
if I were to Sassy, if I were to guess, I'd say Locke would be fine with that, seeing as how the most prevalent cases involve Catholics, and certain Protestants are, if you're a Catholic, you're just as bad as anyone else who isn't.
My favorite Christians are the ones who say all Catholics are heretics, because it's like you clearly don't understand church history.
Yeah.
I will point out though that in a way it is not an exclusively a Catholic Church problem. We know about some of the stuff that's been going on with the JWs now as well. Yeah. There's been a few scandals in the past in the Church of England and stuff like this.
Well, I'm very certain that Locke would put them in the, put them all. Basically anyone who isn't closely allied to his church in the "they're not real Christians" box.
I will say this much. We actually had in the Church of Denmark also a case about this some years ago. but it's not. It is not a problem that is particular to churches. It's a problem that is particular to any organization where adults have close contacts with kids. Where you hear about this regularly is I'm sorry to say, daycare centers and sport clubs.
That's kind of just de facto will happen, purely and simply because that is where adults and children are interacting. So that is where you will find cases.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Also, I will quote from Locke's favorite book, The Gospel of Trump, chapter 20, verse 16. You can do whatever you want. You can grab them by the I'll end the quote there.
We know. I don't know if the art of the deal is actually the Gospel of Trump. I mean, I've heard it's actually a pretty well written book, which leads me to believe that he didn't actually write it.
Oh yeah, everything Trump wrote was ghost written.
It was ghost written, probably by multiple people.
But a lot of the Bible, then, really. So okay, right. Okay,
anyway,
next one. Now,
could I just one thing? Ring, you talked about that Indian guy, because I was trying to find that video with the guy praying. I didn't find that, but I did find a lot of links referring to that Indian guy. It actually turns out he's dead from COVID.
Wow.
That's a sad ending to that story.
Yes.
Yeah. Yikes.
Can I share this in the chat, because there's a link talking about it, that how he prayed for Trump and put up the statue of him, and that because he was actually praying for Trump's recovery, and he eventually died of COVID himself.
Yeah, sure.
That is indeed.
So he prayed for the wrong
genuinely
person.
Tragic.
Yeah.
That is genuinely not good. Okay, let's get back to the stupidity and insanity of Greg Locke. Okay. He shared some stuff here of Nancy Pelosi. Maybe Nancy Pelosi should change her profile before saying more stuff. Soon she will be gone. And this is because he's read a Breitbart article which says Nancy Pelosi bans gender terms like mother, daughter, father, son in House rules.
Also,
and then there's the picture of Nancy Pelosi saying mother and grandmother in her title. So, of course, we know what a reputable source of news Breitbart is.
But scroll up a little bit. I want to point something out. Let's see the tweet.
Yep.
She will be gone soon. When was this tweeted?
This was tweeted, let me go back a little bit, January the 2nd.
Okay.
So, 19 days?
Who was specifically sought out by the mob?
Yeah.
One of the people who was specifically sought out?
Nancy Pelosi, yes.
Yeah.
Are you insinuating that Greg Locke helped organizing the mob?
Oh no, I'm not insinuating that. I'm just saying his rhetoric.
You're just hypothesizing out loud.
I wouldn't credit him with that much efficiency.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Locke is a terrorist. I'm saying he is a terrorist sympathizer who broadcasts a lot of their talking points.
And that way he may have been a contributor to inciting people.
Yes.
Oh, stochastic terrorism is fun.
Yeah, right. I completely agree.
I'm just going back because I lost the Twitter page for a second there. So I'll try and move on a few days because we got through every insane tweet he's
going through the whole of his Twitter from the last month and a half would probably take us a month and a half.
Okay, I've skipped to January the 8th here, and there's a few tweets. Look at this. This one, I like this one. every day Twitter takes away 1,000 followers from my account, this will be the year when we find out who's really going to take a stand. And then we go to the next one. Just lost another 2,500. This is not America. And then we go to the next one. Just lost 3,000 more within 2 hours.
Yeah, this is what happens when 3,000 of your followers are terrorists.
Yeah.
Or terrorists or rioters directed by terrorists.
Yeah. Or, depending how you read that, potentially 5,500.
Yeah.
I managed to find that little video of someone actually praying to Trump in his car. It turns out it was a sovereign citizen who needed protection against police.
Sovsits, of course.
We got to do a stream on Sovsits at some time.
About what's his name?
Just about sovereign citizens in general.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
I still actually the best sovereign citizen type thing was actually Pastor Stephen Anderson getting tased.
Yeah,
right. I still want to see Trump tased, though. I really do. He deserves it.
We all want to.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that he actually left the White House willingly. I was kind of looking forward to seeing him being dragged out in his ass.
So, actually, both Mindy and Sadie are saying the same thing. That Twitter deleted the Russian bots. And
that was about the same time, though, that they were purging all of the people who were vocally supporting the raid on the Capitol.
Yeah, this was about that right time for that. Because if I go back a few tweets before that, I'm going to say this one. Now, right before our eyes, the guy Mitch gives him the obvious signal 6 times during this speech. These people are bought. They are part of the very evil network.
Because, of course, once the GOP or in Locke's eyes, the good old Pharisees turn their back on the Orange Messiah, they are now traitors to be destroyed.
I feel like the very evil network needs to be like a podcast or something.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I mean. Does this guy actually worship Jesus, or does he actually worship Donald Trump?
Well,
who knows? Can we call them the JOKE now instead of the?
Hold on.
Instead of the GOP.
As you hold on, you skipped over. Oh yeah.
Yeah, not as many, but there's a few.
You skipped over one that I'm about to share because
before
it very well demonstrates how he feels about Trump.
If I can make just a quick point about this one, another one who often makes that little symbol is actually Donald Trump. If you've noticed when he's sitting down, and he's always sitting down on the edge of the seat. I'll just show you. He'll kind of sit down here on the edge of any chair and sit like this with his hands here and actually make that symbol. So wonder why he has never noticed that. Sorry.
Maybe he's got piles.
He's got what?
Piles.
Oh, piles.
Hemorrhoids.
Sitting on the edge of the chair.
Right. Yeah.
Or maybe he's stretching his knuckles. Maybe he's got arthritis.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why he sits so weirdly why he always sits in that weird position.
Well, no, I was talking about the person doing the hand signal.
Okay, right.
Right. Now, what's the one you had here, Ring?
Yeah.
See, it's Mike Pence, something.
Mike Pence knowingly handed our country over to China. Let that sink in. Hashtag Vice Judas.
The hell?
What date was that? Again?
That was
the 6th or 7th, I assume.
Yeah, that was January 7th.
Oh yeah. So I was looking at something from January 8th. So yeah, you are right. I just went past that.
Yeah.
So
do you think Locke is a flat earther as well?
I wouldn't put it past him, but I don't think so.
I've never heard him say anything about it. But would it? Yeah, I mean, he does seem to believe in just about every other kind of conspiracy here.
I think the thing is that I would expect him to be
Hi,
more
B.
vocal about it. Hi, B.
Hey, B.
Yeah.
Hi, Aunt Jura. Hi, Brainbug as well. So I just noticed you guys in the chat.
Yeah.
If you want to get one of them to hop in, Jeff, I will hop out again because I'm not all that
anyone in the chat, just give us a shout. Because I know you, Jay. I know you probably want to get a couple hours sleep before
I'm
you.
in bed, and I'm probably going to get some sleep in a bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got a stream to do later, haven't you? So
I do, but I more want to make sure I'm not in pain when I have to do that than anything else. So
yeah. So if anyone wants to jump in, give us a shout. We and by the way, Pastor Locke, if you're watching, give myself a ring, a shout. You can come in and defend yourself if you like.
But because yes, obviously Judas is very much usually shorthand for traitor, but see, I don't know. It seems that, like, especially since he already did the Benedict Arnold thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I'm sorry. I think America needs to get up to date with its traitor references. They start invoking Aldrich Ames as opposed to Benedict Arnold now. Because I mean, technically, I think Aldrich Ames did a little bit more damage than Benedict Arnold. So,
yeah. See, Greg Locke might take issue with coming on the stream, especially with a talking serpent in here.
Yeah.
I can get out a real serpent even.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also,
Hops, if you could do a ventriloquist act with them.
Currently over half the panel's not cis.
Oh, yeah.
This is true.
Oh, I can do a ventriloquist trick with this sock here.
Yeah.
The cool thing is, it's actually the sock that is a ventriloquist.
I'm going to put you through
the panel tomorrow isn't cis as well. That's cool.
This sock is a ventriloquist. It's fantastic. It's almost eerie what it can do. So Jeff, why don't you go ahead and tell us tell the sock your name?
My name's Jeff. Hello.
Hello, Jeff. How are you? Look, it doesn't move, it flips, that's all.
I tell you what, you ever watch Critical Questions? I actually think the scientist Mel does a very entertaining ventriloquist act with a puppet. It sounds exactly like Stool for some reason.
Stool is a puppet. Well, a muppet.
No, I like Stool.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you look at him when he's on camera, he's just like Statler.
Also, you know what? I love how his bio on Twitter says refuses to bow to the politically correct idols of our culture, while he's worshiping at
Look who's here.
Yeah, he's worshiping at the head of Crumb.
Come on, Stool, hop in and defend yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hop in. Yeah, you want to hop in, Stool? I can just give us a shout.
So
okay, let's go back
to connections. Shit.
Okay, yeah. Let's go back to Pastor Cox.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an echo going on there. Oh no, it's gone now. Okay, cool. There's a reason that they are purging and censoring social media accounts. They got caught and they know that major exposure is coming. Truth is going to win. Make no mistake about that. So that was January the 9th, which, help me out here. That's after the Capitol attack, was it, or before?
The Capitol attack was the 6th.
Yes.
There we go.
So yeah, there is a reason that social media companies are purging accounts.
Yeah.
It's because a lot of those accounts were being run by either terrorists or terrorist sympathizers.
Yeah.
And
I'm frankly surprised that...
I was going to say, can I actually point out the irony here that Greg Locke is saying that on a fucking social media platform?
Yeah.
How has he not lost his account?
That's what I was just saying.
I think I either tweeted or replied to that tweet pointing out that it is not that is neither actual censorship, because actual censorship requires the government to be doing it, nor is it cultural censorship, which I'm fairly certain that Mr. Locke promotes in his congregation, just given how how extremely evangelical he is.
Yeah,
okay.
And I imagine that he is also very much for certain types of censorship by the government when it's not targeted at him.
Yeah.
I also imagine he's got a very small penis. But...
Oh, Jenny, don't worry. We're getting to that. We're getting to all that. We're getting there. We said we pointed out earlier. There's going to be a running theme in this, and that is how well some of these tweets have aged.
Yeah.
But I like how these tweets can age badly, and it's not even been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of them, as we'll see, wouldn't even last 24 hours.
Well, don't worry. Trump is coming back, and Trump is coming back to end the world and bring forth his, the new heaven and the new earth.
Isn't he already back? Didn't they do a face-off with him and Biden?
Actually, if he is the Messiah, he should return in 3 days.
Yeah.
He's not the Messiah. He's just a very naughty
boy.
Is it going to take him just as long? Going to take him just as long as it takes, not took, but takes for Jesus? Because then we can wait for the rest of our lives, can't we? And our children's lives, and even more.
Oh yeah, if he's going to be more than 2,000 years, I'm fine with Trump coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully, humanity will have developed sufficiently to deal with him by that point.
Yeah, by the way, I'm just replying to Sadie on Twitter here. But Sadie, we're getting to that. That's going to be that'll probably be the crescendo, that tweet.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. You had a good long run, Republicans, but now you're done. Game over. You're as useless and disloyal as the leftist Democrats. Patriots will handle it from here.
January 9th. Hold on, I need to check something.
It was January the 9th.
So he's moved on to the part of grief that is anger.
Got all the good people answering him there. Got Casey.
I see KC there tags the FBI. So I think you need to take a look at this guy. I just realized I haven't liked that. I'm going to give her a like for that tweet. I think.
Like Godless Granny as well. Godless Granny can always use
Granny.
Okay.
Days ago, you predicted a miracle that would to keep Trump in office. What does the Bible say about prophets that predict things that don't happen? They don't speak for God, nor do you. Go, Granny. Go, Granny.
Yeah.
Well, he speaks for Trump.
Also,
you didn't like the tweet.
Oh,
Trump.
I liked Casey's. Oh, sorry. Oh, were you on that?
Yeah, you like Casey's, but you didn't like Godless Grannies.
Oh,
It just be my name is Greg Locke. I speak for the Trumps.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So here's the thing, one.
We speak for the Trumps because the Trumps have no tongues. Well, not ones that work properly.
So one, the rioters proudly proclaim themselves, patriots. 2, just 10 days later, Trump would announce the formation of a third party dubbed the Patriot Party.
Yep. Oh, has he officially announced that now?
Did he announce it on the 19th?
Yeah, he announced it on the 19th.
Okay.
Right. I've got one here. Oh, sorry. Go, Sam.
I find it really funny just how similar all of the rhetoric on their side is.
Ooh.
So, how do you guys? I mean, this is a bit of a digression, and then not really. What do you think the prospects of the Patriot Party is in American politics?
I think if it gains any growth at all, it will fuck over the Republicans, possibly irreparably.
Yeah,
that's what I hope for.
I think the Republicans are fucked for the next 10 years.
I could see it being best like something like what UKIP was, which had this little shone very brightly for a very short amount of time, and then it just falls apart. Because let's face it, that it would be Trump would be like the equivalent of Farage in UKIP. Once he wasn't there, it all fucking went to shit, and that's what would happen with anything Trump started.
So here's the thing, being the only Yankee on the panel, the best they could hope for is maybe a couple of representatives. That's the best they can hope for, because in America, we have this cheery little thing called first past the post. And most states have a winner-take-all approach to electoral votes, which means any third party, even if it gets big enough to garner a certain, a noticeable percentage of the votes, all it can hope to do is spoil it for one of the two major parties.
Another thing that I was thinking, could this actually be an opening for a fourth party to come forth? I mean, if they screwed the Republicans over so much that, for example, suddenly the Green Party, enough progressive Democrats, for example, could shift over to the Green Party and actually make the Green Party big enough to be bigger than both the Patriots and the GOP. Do you think that would be possible? I don't think it would. I don't think it will happen, but it could be a narrow, slight possibility.
It seems like we'll be getting like a few years of Democrat dominance in government before the Republican Party reforms itself.
See, what I also wonder if might happen is if something more like the UK will occur, where you've got two bigger parties, but suddenly there are several prominent smaller parties.
I'd see that being more
when it comes to when it comes to presidential elections. No, that won't ever happen.
That will always be
get some serious election reform.
I mean, I really like this kind of musings, because this is actually tearing up a lot of the structures, the well-founded, the way too hard in hammered structures of American politics. Because could you imagine, for example, that now you'd have because both the Patriot Party and the GOP wants to be in power. Could you imagine that what is it called? This election system, where you have 2 rounds of elections, could be promoted.
Well, you have like a runoff.
ranked, runoff or ranked elections. That ranked election could suddenly become a thing because now there are actually 3 contenders for U.S. power.
What happens in a lot of countries where they have got used to the runoff thing? What happens is that all the parties tend to throw their lot in for their candidate, and if the candidate doesn't get more than if there's not one candidate that doesn't get more than 50% of the popular vote in the first round, then the 2 candidates with the most votes go into a runoff. What happens?
Here's the thing: when it comes, each state runs its own elections, even federal elections. So
I'll be back in 2 secs, guys.
So if we do see a return, if we do see a transition into ranked choice voting, which actually they transitioned to in Maine in the 2020 election, we'll see it very much on a patchwork state by state basis.
But I mean, am I making any sense coming up with these ideas at all?
Oh no, progressive Americans have been talking about how we need, ranked choice, something like ranked choice voting for a while.
Yeah, and that's why I'm thinking now that you could have a GOP and a Patriot Party, both parties being relatively popular.
Coalition.
Well, here's the thing, though. Not America has at least 4 named parties. You've got the Republicans and Democrats, and then you've got the Greens and the Libertarians, and now, of course, the Patriot Party. The thing is, only the Republicans and Democrats are on every single state ballot.
Right.
It's very much a toss-up over whether other parties will show up on what state ballots.
Yeah. At the very least, for the presidential election, it's very much an almost institutionalized 2-party system, despite it not being labeled as such.
Yeah. The only way to fix it I can see is to either, do away with the Electoral College, which I can't see happening because that would take a constitutional amendment, or if a majority of the states went away from winner take all and went to a proportional proportional vote.
Right.
Yep. The National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, I think, is a bit of legislation that might eventually effectively render the Electoral College useless.
Well, see that what that does. Yeah, what that's saying. Yeah, what that compact is once they have enough electoral votes to swing an election, it goes into effect. And what it is basically they'll give all their votes to whoever wins the national popular vote.
Yep.
Which I find somewhat problematic.
How so?
Well, given the way America's, does its first past the post and how, first past the post, winner take all. When it comes to it'll basically lock in the 2-party system, which I see as bad for representation. But something like a proportional vote, or especially paired with ranked choice voting, would open up the system would make more more parties viable within the system, and would thus make a more diverse political body, and thus have it more representative, and we wouldn't have this thing where one party just drags the entire system, to the right. Because
I see that then.
Yeah, that's what we've been having for, since the 70s, is the GOP going further and further and further to the right, and then dragging the Democrats along because they want to suck up any moderates that get sick of the GOP.
Right.
Yeah, and another thing that would be helpful would be something akin to mandatory voting.
And also, I can't see the reverse happening because of the legacy of McCarthyism.
Okay.
You guys need mandatory voting in the UK as well, Sam.
Yeah.
I mean,
of course we do. That is one of the things that
Guys,
I'm just suggesting that with how low the US voter turnout is, they need it more than us, though we still need it.
Right. Okay. We took a little detour off stream, but I just realised we've had a sixth person join. He's been remarkably quiet so far. Stormer Man, how are you doing?
Good morning, fine chaps. I'm just enjoying this lovely AM conversation. Oh, it's PM now, but
it's
whatever.
PM now, we're not over here.
Yeah.
Now I realise which Muppet you look like, Stool. It's Crazy Harry.
I don't know who Crazy
It's the guy
Harry
who
is,
blows things up.
Oh, him? Oh, cool. He's I like him. Yeah, I can live with that.
Right. So we'll get back to the stupid in a moment. I picked one out before I went. I'm going to give trigger warning.
Before you do one, Jeff, I'm going to drop out. Have fun, guys.
Have fun.
We'll see you later.
Do you want to quickly plug your stream later before you go, Jen?
If you want controversy later on, was it 11:30 p.m. UK time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time in the US. Will and I are doing a what the fuck show, where our guests will be Steve McRae, S.J. Thompson, atheist pastor, and the lovely Sam Chaos. And we'll be talking about do atheists deify some of the bigger names in the atheist community?
Okay.
Also, DOG, are you talking about the parlor that is now literally owned by Russia?
Russian parlor.
Yeah.
So the chat should be nuts. The stream itself should be well behaved because we're going to stay on topic, so there won't be all the other drama type chat that normally happens in that. But I can imagine the chat's going to be a bit crazy.
Yeah, it's
could be an interesting stream.
Could very well be.
Curse my sleep schedule.
Jenny Morgan. How are you, Jenny?
I'll drop out. Or you can grab Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny, if you want to come in, I'll send you links. It could be good, if you just say.
Night, everyone.
Right.
Also, hi, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
I am going to give a trigger warning on this next one.
Okay.
On this next tweet, because it is disgusting. If big tech can shut down whoever they choose to, I wonder why child porn is still such a problem. Fuck you, Greg Locke.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yep.
I mean, I know there was an issue with this very thing on Twitter several months ago, and there were some people in the community that actually got together to draw Twitter's attention to this shit, and it does seem like they've done stuff about this.
Mm-hmm.
But
also, is it just me, or does it seem like the right only really, or most politicians only really care about the children when it's politically expedient?
Pretty much. Right, I'm going to just skip a little bit in there because we're still okay. Right. Let's have a look at this one. Let us have a look at this tweet. Okay, this is Twitter response to Twitter public policy thing here, saying about the head of the Ugandan election. We're having reports that internet service providers are being ordered to block social media and messages. We strongly condemn internet shutdowns. And Twitter, he's got, what, are you guys serious right now? This is the most disgusting hypocrisy I've witnessed in like forever. This Twitter is doing exactly the same thing. I'm blown away by such deviant arrogance.
Yeah. And of course, anything that doesn't comport with his very narrow and small, much like something else, worldview is deviant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. As someone who is generally rather deviant, I object to being compared to Twitter.
Also, you know what? Keep crying that about all your terrorist friends being banned.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Wow.
You terrorist sympathizer, and seeing as how we've been going on for nearly an hour, you're a coward, Greg Locke.
That also.
Right. Yeah, Jenny, I will send you the link.
You know what? Yeah.
Greggy is just basically an attention whore.
Actually.
He puts stuff out there. He's got no interest in having any conversation. He just wants the controversy to get the clicks and the views. That's how he functions.
Right. He's one of those guys who never comments on his own tweets, right? No matter what people are putting there.
No, I don't. I don't see him respond to people very often.
He just wants the clicks. That's all he's there for.
Right.
Yes, I just tweeted, Greggy, you are a coward, with the link to this stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I mean, this is a general issue, isn't it? You've got right wingers everywhere who say, who after the insurrection said, "Oh, the left are doing the exact same thing everywhere in every city, and it's not like the Trump supporters burned down the city or stuff like that." Yeah, and they're always trying to find. They really want to equate the shit that what they do with what the left purportedly did, and say, "Oh, it's much worse what they do."
Yeah,
isn't it? Love your handle, Jenny. How are you?
Yeah. Come to get the bad taste out of your mouth.
Yeah. Greg Locke is probably one of the most subhuman people next to Trump I've ever run into.
He's one of these people, you were just saying about how he never responds or replies. I don't think he ever even looks back at his tweets. But I can guarantee that if he were to get a reply from another blue tick or somebody with a huge following or somebody famous, then he would reply. Because he's that kind of person. In the same way, like SJ, you know, they want other people with big followers to get involved so that they can piggyback off them.
Especially if
I've actually had SJ reply to me. I did get into a fight with SJ.
SJ, though, generally, like, she's in the like tonight when she'll be in that stream with Jen. SJ, she's in a conversation with people. She will at least attempt to be polite. I could never see Greg Locke being like that.
No, I imagine that Greg Locke would just straight up refuse to talk to pretty much any of us here.
Yeah.
I would have thought so. I absolutely would think so. Right. Should we get some more? Should we have some more stupid? Okay.
Bring it on.
Impeachment nonsense is only a smokescreen to further divide us. They want to back every Trump supporter into a corner, put a target on us, and then go afterwards. Prove me wrong.
So here's the thing, Greggy. I actually can't prove you wrong because you're putting the target on your own damn back by trying to divide the nation, by broadcasting your terrorist sympathizer bullshit all over Twitter.
Yep. The only reason you can't prove him wrong is that he's doing that conspiracy theorist thing where he gave you a concept which cannot be disproven.
Well, I mean, also it's not, he's the one that, he and people like him are the ones doing the dividing.
Yep.
It's like when you side with terrorists and neo-Nazis, you got to take the log out of your eye to borrow from a book that you supposedly revere, you Trump worshipping terrorist sympathizer.
I love it when you. I love it when you get bit animated. Ring. I'm just going to say. I'm actually going to post a link to something in the chat. If people have not seen this yet, after the stream is done, I absolutely implore people to go and watch this video. I'll highlight it when it comes up there. That One Ring Dead. This was an analysis of the attack on the Capitol, and just so you know, Ring has got a background in military intelligence as an analyst when he was in the army. So I think this is such and I've been plugging this video like crazy because I think this is such an underrated video to get that perspective. And I know you obviously had to take a few days and calm down from being angry about that attack to like sit down there and do a proper sober analysis. But I think I cannot shout enough about that video. I think it was absolutely fantastic. So, okay. More stupid. The evidence is abundantly clear. Antifa and Black Lives Matter are responsible for the Capitol chaos. They are terrorist groups. CNN and Fox are both 100% in on it. The main instigator was arrested and charged. The jig is up. It wasn't President Trump. The left created the chaos.
Oh, you're the top reply.
I am. Oh,
Yeah.
I would be, wouldn't I? Okay. And let's put it up there.
The left did not create me.
That is my response to him. Just that Sam Elliott meme. You're a special kind of stupid, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Funny thing, how one of the most prominent figures, turned himself in specifically because he was pissed off that people were trying to say he was Antifa.
Oh my god! I mean, they really are kind of stupid. All of them, aren't they?
I'm talking about the Christian LARPer who goes by the moniker of the QAnon shaman.
Yeah. Dancers with Karens, you mean? Yeah.
Goodness, how stupid can you get? I mean, what they must really crave attention, and the attention that they're craving is more important for them than their their permanent criminal record, because this will haunt them for the rest of their lives.
And apparently more important than their religion as well.
Now, I will say this. I also do make a bit of a distinction when it comes to the Capitol attack. In my opinion, the majority of the people in the mob weren't terrorists. They were rioters. However, people like the Proud Boys were using the mob and directing it. So it's kind of a difference without a distinction. But I do hold that, not all.
Not everyone who showed up was intending to be a terrorist and kill people. Just a significant enough portion to say that it was a terrorist group.
Yes.
I've been on enough demonstrations to know that there only needs a very small amount in any group to kick off or whatever that can cause that can cause chaos. Now, I like this one. Sorry, Antifa bombed our chippy. Oops, that's a very British joke, by the way. Antifa bombed our chippy.
Oh yeah, we're just blaming Antifa for things we don't like now. Antifa left the door unlocked one evening the other day and forgot to lock up behind themselves.
And of course, I'm wondering what Locke's tweet would have been had the coup succeeded.
Oh, it would have been praise Trump or what. I mean, this is what I said earlier. For a guy who's a pastor, you do not see a lot of religious tweets about him. It's not like he's not out there preaching the gospel. He's like I said, he is preaching the gospel of Donald Trump and the alt-right. Is what he is preaching.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If the coup attempt had succeeded for the brief, hours or so before the military came in and put a kibosh on it, they would have been patriotic heroes and martyrs. But since it failed, of course, it has to be an Antifa BLM false flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Viking guy was actually Antifa and BLM, was he?
Yeah, and the woman's and I'm sure the woman saying about the crying, saying this is the revolution, was actually Greta Thunberg.
Oh God, I can't stop laughing still at Mace Lady.
Yeah,
it's one of the funniest things ever.
It's far funnier than it should be.
Yeah,
it's just so funny, and the mashups that have been done on YouTube where they put a voice to music is so funny.
Well, yeah. See, Revolution Lady is basically what happens when you spend, decades and especially the last 4 years getting your base all high on 1776.
Okay, this could be an interesting. Right, I've just found one that could be an interesting conversation point here. Hey, African Humanist back in the chat. By the way, I did say earlier, check your Twitter DMs when you get a chance. I did message you. Because I really want to get African Humanist on the channel. I'm not making any secret about that. So, and if you didn't see her on Granny's channel the other day, go and watch that. This one could create a bit of a talking point here. CNN employs the world's biggest race baiting instigator, Don Lemon, owes a massive apology. Yeah, Don Lemon, I'm calling you out for likening all Trump supporters to Klansmen and Nazis. You have the most divisive rhetoric of anyone in America.
Okay, so I just have to Google Don Lemon. I'm afraid.
I'm assuming he's someone who definitely works for CNN.
I think I'm a lot more divisive than his.
You know, Greggy, if you pull your ostrich head out of the sand, pot meets cauldron.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll make this clear. I don't think everyone who voted for Donald Trump is a blooming Klansman or a neo-Nazi or anything
No,
like
I
that.
think everyone who's actively a Trump supporter, as opposed to anyone who voted for Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, really, what you saw out there is you see the extreme lunatics were out there at the Capitol and whatever. That doesn't, I might actually quote the comedian Stuart Lee when he said about Brexit, and he said the same thing about Trump. He said about Brexit. It wasn't just racists who voted for Brexit. There's a lot of people who were cunts that voted for it as well. Excuse my language, but same thing could have possibly. And he said the same thing about people who voted for Trump. It wasn't just racists; it was cunts that voted for him as well. So, apologize for my language, people, but
I will say that there are people who did support Trump who aren't Klansmen or neo-Nazis, because Trump did did speak to the disenfranchised, and I mean, he did it in a really shitty fascist way.
Yeah.
But he did speak to the white disenfranchised people of this country. However, the more rabid Trump supporters, like, for instance, Greggy Poo here.
Oh, come on. That's a Repsion. That's a Repsion saying there, Greg.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've been thinking that the whole fair time. Like, should call him Greggy Poo like Repsion calls Onision that.
So, Greggy, or Sir Gregor of the Locke.
Call him Greggy Poo if you want. It might actually annoy him more if he hears this.
Greg, darling.
Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, Gregory, darling.
Yeah. Like, Greg here is, is very much is definitely a Christian supremacist, likely a white supremacist, and I'd possibly even go as, and definitely, a terrorist sympathizer.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
and he's very, very sweet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. Let's have a little look at this one. Instagram and Facebook have both reinstated President Trump's accounts. Twitter will follow soon enough. Prepare for a truly unbelievable few days.
Well, it's been a few days. As far as I know, Trump is still off Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know about Facebook, and I maybe go on Facebook once a day just to see what's going on. I'm not on Instagram, so I couldn't tell you.
I go on Facebook about once a week to see what stuff my religious relatives have been posting.
Literally, the only thing I ever do on actual one. Yeah, literally the only thing I actually ever do on my actual Facebook is repost memes from a year ago. Like, repost memes from my memories.
Well, I use it to promote my blog and my YouTube channel, but apart from that, I'm not using it much.
If I promoted my YouTube channel on my Facebook, I just get a bunch of hate rather than any support.
Yeah, probably same here. Because I have a lot of people from my Fundy days friended on Facebook.
Same, and a lot of family members.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Right, let me share another one here. We told you on day one that the Capitol was a setup. Facts proved us right. The media and lying politicians owe the president and his followers an apology. The people that planned it deserve prison. Trump won and they want to cover their tracks. There's one possible thing he may have said in there that I may agree with. The people who planned it deserve prison.
Actually, no, he is scarily close to the, he's scarily close to what may be the truth. See, because there is a lot of corroborating evidence that it may have been something of at least partially an inside job. Like, for instance, the Democrat whip, Representative Clyburn, when the Capitol was invaded, the terrorists didn't go to his representative office, which has his name on it. They went to his whip office, which was unmarked. And so they went to the office that he spends most of his time at.
Despite it not being labeled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though it was unlabeled and indistinguishable from any other office.
There were definitely shenanigans at play. General Flynn's brother.
Also, there was a representative from Colorado who was live tweeting Nancy Pelosi's location.
Boebert.
Yeah.
That was the Lauren Boebert, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yes, yes, it was at least partially, if not a setup, an inside job. And the people who planned it and incited it do deserve to be put in prison. Now, Greggy, please tell us, where were you on the 6th? Do you belong? Are you in this group of people who should be in prison, you terrorist sympathizer?
So, Ring, question. How do you really feel about Pastor Locke? Wow. The insanity of this guy's tweets is...
I saw someone say that he isn't well and that he shows signs of being clinically deluded, but I wouldn't. I will never go so far because you have to actually have some skill to look at him.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out as a possibility. I just don't think that we have enough evidence to say so.
No, I would no, and I wouldn't. I don't like to do diagnosis of people. I'm not qualified to do. I'd almost hope it's the case though that he is genuinely that deluded that he actually believes. I'd almost, in a certain way, I'd hope it's the case that he is just genuinely can't help it.
I don't think he's unwell. I think it's his grift. He's playing to a certain audience, as these people do. He's going to get a lot of attention from normal folks who hate everything he says, and he loves the attention. But he's also just parroting the nonsense that appeals to the Fox viewers and that kind of person. He's just he's jumped on the bandwagon,
Also, DOG, I am very confident in calling Greggy here not a true Christian, because at least from his behavior on Twitter, it looks like he worships the Orange Messiah more than he worships the Jewish Messiah.
Well, this is what I've said. We've said this several times on the stream already.
Yeah.
Do not see a lot of you don't see a lot of Bible quotes or anything or anything out of Greg Locke. He doesn't come across like he's out there trying to evangelize, winning souls for Jesus. He just seems like he is out there, and he might throw God or Jesus or something into a tweet, but he is just out there shouting this like alt-right conspiracy.
You know what? I
shit.
am happy to bet that, albeit, slightly, albeit with some liberties taken, but, no liberties that actually change the meaning of the verse quoted. I have quoted more scripture since I started trying to get him to block me than he has.
Yeah. And to be clear, I've seen some of your tweets. You've been taking quotes out of the Bible, the Bible that actually kind of debunk, sort of like are showing, hey, this isn't what it says in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And African Humor says Greg Locke is a charlatan.
That's what he is.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, because that makes charlatans look bad.
Fair point.
I would say, just the other American on our panel has been rather quiet throughout this. Jenny, what's your take on a lot of this stuff he's saying? You're muted at the moment, Jenny, sir.
My biggest question is, why does Greg Locke and his church still have a tax deduction or tax exemption from the IRS? Because he's clearly not into passing on religion. He's only interested in passing on politics. Yeah. And that's specifically against their rules.
But you're fairly lax with the rules over there, aren't you? Because anybody can pretty much stick the title pastor in front of the name. And there you go. Hey ho, tax avoidance.
To be honest, I've been asking very much the same thing about Jim Baker for the past 2 years as well. Because I'm just looking at it. It's Global Vision Bible Church. Is the name of Greg Locke's ministry. So he does 2 services a week, kind of thing. It's pretty much about it, from what I can see. And
I mean, in the U.S., like, if you're a Christian church, you get a lot more leeway.
Yeah.
Or if you call yourself a Christian church, because because Greggy here, doesn't see, by his own tweets, seems to worship a different Messiah rather than, Christ, which I think goes against one of the commandments that he loves to rail about when he's talking about, what he calls sexual immorality. The "thou shalt not have any other gods before me." What would Yahweh think about you worshiping your Marmalade Mussolini, Greggy, you terrorist sympathizer?
Now, that's possibly unfair to Mussolini. Mussolini was relatively competent.
Yeah. I would say that there is a bit of a myth. The old myth that he got the trains running on time is a little bit of a myth, but
right.
Okay, Ring, I'm going to give you a specific warning right now, because this next tweet I think may be a little close to your heart, as someone who was in the US military. Remember, folks, the military swore an oath to protect the Constitution. They did not swear to protect a fraudulent election.
Hold on. I quote tweeted that.
Who have we lost? Sam? Oh, we lost Sam. He'll be back in a minute.
Hold on.
Yeah, if you find it, Ring, share it in the...
So how many trials was it exactly? I think it was more than 60 trials, which all came out in, well, pretty much.
By the way, Slim, oh, Sam's back. By the way, Slim, you did kind of admit that you were a Satanist on my stream the other day, so don't know how you're going to get away with Chris. But if people hadn't seen it, I had Slim Living Cyborg on for a chat a couple of days ago on my stream. If you haven't seen that, go check that out at some point.
That was awesome.
Really good interview. I'm so glad
it was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did quote tweet that.
Okie doke. Oh, here we go.
Just remember, folks, the military swears an oath to defend the Constitution from enemies foreign and domestic. If you stoke the fires of the American insurgency, I consider you one of those enemies. And actually, Greggy, you brought up a very good point. It's because it's because they take an oath to the Constitution. That's why the military told your Messiah to go fuck himself when he proposed the coup to them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just go see if I can find some. Let's see what other bollocks this guy said on Twitter. Oh boy! I mean, I was hoping this would be a bit more fun, to be honest. But a lot of the time here, I find this stuff more triggering and annoying than it is actually fun. I know we'll get up to it with some of these how well did this age things a little later. Okay. Ooh, hold on. Okay.
I wonder why people haven't reported his tweets to Twitter under the proviso they have about distorting election information. He keeps saying this is fraudulent. That's against the rule.
I will say that the blue checkmark thing did appear under one or two of his tweets, but it don't seem to be. Right, this one. It's always easy to tell when the left loses the argument. The race card gets played. I'm going to put myself solo screen by myself to respond to that. Fuck you. Any other thoughts?
It's very telling when an hyper fundamentalist evangelical, or shall I say Trump evangelical, loses an argument because I have a book usually comes out. Or either that or they start devolving into conspiracy theories. Greggy, you terrorist sympathizer.
Another thing that fascinates me about the current situation is how fast the right went from Fox is the only place to get your news to absolutely condemning Fox, right with CNN, as they did here earlier.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how fast the right will eat its own.
However, I second and third, or rather third and fourth, your response.
I'm there as well,
Jeff.
I'm there as well. I was just looking at something when you did it. So
I'm got a couple of presents for you, Greggy Poo.
Right, okay. I missed this one when I actually missed this when I went over the tweets earlier. Okay, I quote tweeted a tweet to him on this. Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, actually, because I swapped tweets. This was going to be my next one. Ring. That's why.
Yeah.
So the most popular, in quotation marks, president to ever be elected is actually so unpopular. He has no one showing up for his inauguration, but still needs 30,000 bodyguards because he's so loved. Only truly insane people believe Biden won anything. I'll show you my response in a minute, because I was just teasing him, really. But
Yeah. So
has he heard of this thing called the fucking COVID-19? I don't know. Has he heard about this? It's been on the news a little bit over the last year.
Funny how security amps up right after a terrorist attack. Greggy.
Oh damn.
Terrorist sympathizer.
I was hoping this would be a bit more fun, but most of his tweets are just making me fucking angry.
Yeah.
There's only so many times you can make fun of his same 3 points that he tweets over and over again.
Yeah, you're right. Have you made your point yet, Jeff?
Oh, I was going to say, I'll admit I was just pure trolling at this point. Okay, and I just said, I just quote tweeted him saying, "How did this work out for you?"
Yeah.
And this is the 7th of January. Just to be clear, I'm not rolling over. I will stand to the bitter end. We all know Trump won. I'm convinced he will still remain president. I'm not wavering.
Yeah. So he's still blasting out the story that incited the attack the day after the attack.
Right. What I did was I took a screenshot of 3 of his tweets on Inauguration Day and just wrote, "I will see how this ages today," because there were 3 tweets in a row where he was implying or directly saying that Trump would continue as president. Now it's all gone because my Twitter got suspended, but
by
maybe
the
I
way,
could actually find them.
And next, by the way, guys, this is the main event coming here now. This is the main event. What's the date today? The 21st. This was posted on the 19th. Okay. To be clear, I've changed my mind about nothing. Trump will remain president. Biden will be exposed. America will win free. Revival is coming. And I love the fact that one of our members of the panel is my first is the first response I can see on here. It's just still. Grow up, you grifting twat. Don't you have some parking lots to loiter or a wife to abuse? Still, that's not very nice of you.
I literally just typed that 20 seconds ago.
That's the first one I got. Yeah. And right underneath that, I just posted a meme actually, and it would say this. This post is certified complete and utter weapons grade bollocks.
Right.
Now, you want to talk about a tweet that has a short shelf life. Okay. The fact that a day, less 24 hours before the inauguration, this idiot is still saying Trump's going to be president and Biden won't be,
And there were a couple of people who tried to bet money on that.
Oh, Ring said something.
Yeah.
Oh, and what's that?
Just Greggy spreading the word about his orange messiah. Nothing to see here.
Oh. Okay. We haven't got much more. We're almost up to date with his tweets with this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he has, mind you, I'll say that he has posted an awful lot. It says, okay, let's look at this. Now we're getting into what he has posted. He seems to have a day off, almost. But let's just say, no, not quite. He almost had a day off. Biden is now in office. He did tweet this thing saying the best, just quoting Trump saying the best is yet to come. That's one tweet. But let's go to this one.
Dated the 19th.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
Allegedly.
okay. This is from about 21 hours ago. It's been 2 hours, and this wicked fool has already started changing our alliance with Israel. All you phony Christ followers that voted for Biden need to own this evil.
And of course, before you try and take out the splinter in your neighbor's eye, perhaps you should look at the law. You should tend to the log in your own. You Trump worshipping heretic.
And you know that previous tweet that we just discussed about from 2 days ago, but that Trump will remain in office. I had a response here right under this. Hey, how did this work out for you? Quote tweeting him.
Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed. We've run over an hour into his stream here. He hasn't blocked me yet.
He hasn't blocked me either.
Gramsci says, I didn't vote for either people. What does that make me? Actually, funny enough, Gramsci, neither did I. I didn't vote for Biden or Trump either.
I don't think he's into blocking people very much anymore because...
That annoys me because Dave got blocked by him.
Bad attention is still an audience,
Well, I think maybe we need to go a little. I mean, I don't like to take the low road here, but maybe we just ought to go to like the fact that he was committed adultery on his wife, and because that seemed to be what got Dave done. I think
we have a humdinger of a tweet where he's openly calling for sedition.
Oh, could you share that? I'm sorry.
Well, not quite openly, but as openly as we'll probably see him tweet on Twitter.
He blocked me on my original account about 3 or 4 years ago because I would constantly remind him that he's a wife abuser, and he blocked me for that. Now, on this account, I can say exactly the same things over and over again, and I don't get blocked because he doesn't look at his replies.
Yeah.
Do you want to read that one out, Ring?
I plainly remind our church tonight that we have zero biblical responsibility to submit to and support a known deception and demonic takeover. God does not call his people to accept falsehood, ever.
Wow.
It's what do you respond to shit like that?
You know what? Yeah, I am live reporting. I am reporting you live. I am going to do this live on Twitter. I am reporting you for sedition.
That was his last tweet as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll put it up, Ring, so people can see you do this if you want.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
Wow. That was his last tweet, and that was like 11 hours ago. So we're kind of up to date on this now, I think. Oh, apart from the tweet he's got pinned, obviously.
I'm going to back up. Let's see. It's abusive or harmful.
Oh no, I will finish up on his pinned tweet.
Yeah.
Then we're pretty much through this barrage is stupid.
I'll just report it as well now that we're at it.
And you know what? I am going to quote tweet it. View.
Gramsci seems to approve.
I have reported this tweet for inciting sedition.
Wonderful.
There we go, Ring. Cool. Put my camera back on a second. Yeah, right. Okay, we'll finish up. There's one more here. I'll add this to the stream. This is the last. This is his pinned tweet.
Yeah.
The fact that Trump won is just that, a fact. I can't control a takeover of willingly deceived people. I stand by what I said. I do not apologize for having deep convictions and strong values. I will not renounce my support of Trump.
It sounds like he's willing to martyr himself for his Messiah.
Yeah.
His Messiah being, of course.
Oh, by
Donald
the way,
Trump.
I've got to highlight this one. Nevada.
Yeah.
Mero, I love you. She's friend of the channel. Nevada, she's awesome. And you say that people who accept evolution as true are delusional. That's the perfect response. Mero, excellent stuff. So, it does. It's weird when I looked at responses to any of his tweets. So I seem to get like people that I know and follow, responding to it. But I just thought that response by Mero was great.
I'm quite sure that Twitter puts whomever you follow up on the top of any response to a tweet.
Okay, so did Jenny drop out?
Oh, yeah, she did. She says she's not feeling well in the private chat. So,
well, I think we've pretty much near enough gotten through the insanity that is Pastor Greg Locke's Twitter.
Right.
I'll go around the panel and see what we think. Stull, your opinions on this shit show.
Greg Locke is, you don't like that word. He's a grifter, he's a fraud. He doesn't believe the damn thing that he's saying, my opinion. He's just there for the audience, for the clicks, because he's a grifter. I mean, this is the guy who a few years ago was trying to sell shitty T-shirts to raise some money, and he's just there for the money, that's all. And he doesn't read his tweets. He wants the replies because that builds him up. He does the minimum amount of pastor work, I think you said 2 days a week, just to maintain his little illusion of being a religious person and to get the tax benefits. He's a grifter, a fraud. I don't think he's mentally unwell. I think he's just a grifter.
Colon says, I have info on the hashtag hold line reference. Yeah, send it over to us. Sam.
I feel like what Stull said is a fairly accurate summary, maybe with the addition of, if he does believe it, then he is slowly becoming more and more a Trump cultist, and I hope he loses a significant number of his congregation.
Pops.
I kind of regret I didn't drink alcohol with this.
I took precautions. I knew I'd have to for this.
I mean, an absolute shit show. And I mean, he may be a grifter. Actually, I will. I think Stool is right. However, the scary thing is that there are actually people who believe the shit that he's spouting.
Exactly.
So,
I think you've got two sets of people in the world now when it comes to the orange one. You've got your grifters, such as Locke, Cruz, all those people. They do not believe what they're saying. They're doing it for personal benefit still, which is bizarre. And then you've got the people who've been truly indoctrinated and brainwashed. You know, the average man and woman on the street who really does still believe this crap. And the grifters are taking advantage of that audience of deluded people.
Right.
Which I think is sickening.
Well,
we have to be
hops up, yeah.
Yeah. Well, one last thing: the people that support Greg can be really dangerous. So, I mean, I fear. I see that Greg has about 90,000 followers still, even though he lost some thousands. He claims there may still be about 90,000 people who are actually listening to what he's saying and agrees with him. Some of them will, of course, be people like us who just follow him because we want to keep an eye on him, but we're a small minority.
Actually, I'm not actually following Greg Locke. I just periodically check in on his Twitter.
I'm not following him, but a lot of people that do follow him are people that I follow and I know. So I guess it's like certain, like, and, you know, I knew a lot of people who obviously couldn't stand Trump but followed him on Twitter just almost to see what the stupid that would come out. Okay, Ring. Final thoughts from you. I got the impression through this stream that you're not a massive fan of Pastor Locke.
I become less and less a fan the more I interact with him, i.e., the more I read his tweets. So I'll give my final words directly to Pastor Locke if he ever gets the spine to watch this stream. Greggy, you are a heretical false prophet and, at the very least, a terrorist sympathizer. I'm a better Christian than you, and I'm a fucking atheist. Come at me, bro, or you can always block me.
And I will sum up by saying, Greg Locke, go ahead, block Ring, but not after you, but after you've blocked me, because I want to win this competition. Okay. Yeah. I sort of did this. I suggested today. I thought this was going to be a lot more of a light-hearted, fun thing, and I think it's turned into something way more serious than I ever intended it to be.
Well, okay.
I mean, we have a lot of fun.
I know a way to make this fun for people who rewatch it.
Okie doke.
Put in the description that anytime I say terrorist sympathizer, take a shot.
It's not quite as bad as the game that Noodle and Hops played on my stream the other day with the puns, but
oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was some real punishment.
Yeah, that was asking for yeah. Sum up. I don't know. Oh, hold on. I've just been told to check my DM on Discord. Future reference to Colin, that's not the best way to get a hold of me. I do not like Discord, but check your
does?
This is okay. I think this is about the hashtag thing. Oh, okay. I don't know what it is. It sent me to a link for something else there. Colin, I'll take a look at it later. Okay. Right. Okay. Summing up thoughts from me then. I'm on the fence as to whether he's a grifter or he really believes the shit he's spouting. I'm somewhat on the fence about that. Wouldn't surprise me if he's a. Wouldn't surprise me if he is a grifter though.
I think he's one of those people where it's a little of both.
Yeah, it may be that, and it may be he's somewhat convinced himself of his own bullshit. So somebody, like I said, who so I guess what the term pastor. There's definitely even some of the most ridiculous, wacky, out there pastors that we come across in this community actually at least try to preach the Bible at some point, not preach the gospel of Donald Trump. I mean, as fucking out there as I think Kent Hovind is, he doesn't tend to do that. Yeah, Answers in Genesis even. I mean, you took the real crazy far end of like young earth creationism and evangelism don't tend to do what Greg Locke is doing. Greg Locke is not preaching the gospel of Jesus. He is preaching the gospel of Donald Trump. It's fucking unreal. All of his tweets seem to be political. They're either they would be pro-Trump, they're promoting conspiracy theories, or if you go back far enough, probably a lot of homophobic and transphobic shit that we know he said that it amazes me why he's still got any platform whatsoever.
So this is his website.
I saw this is our Global Life Church one, is it?
Or it looks like he's starting his own like social media website, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the website in his bio.
You want to take us through that, Ring?
Yeah, so, well, at least the front page, because there's no way I'm clicking on that join, So, say no to censorship. Sign up for the weekly roundup. And then, of course, there's this happy little button here that says join the remnant, which I'm very certain is a reference to Revelations.
Oh, he's on Parler. What a surprise!
Or he was on Parler.
I'm almost starting to wonder if he's ever read the Bible, honestly.
Yeah. And of course, he's promoting his book. Join a thriving community of like-minded believers. Plus exclusive access to content you will not find anywhere else. Subscribe and get exclusive access to content you can't. Yeah, so powered by Mailer Lite. So yeah.
Powered by, we haven't noticed this terrorist sympathizer.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think it's probably a good note to sort of sum up on. Just going to go around the room, ask people to plug themselves before we sign off. So,
How bold of you.
Stu,
I have nothing.
You have nothing.
I never have anything. Oh, this was nice. I enjoyed it. I know you've got to mention the orange shit stain because it's Greg Locke, but it does make a change from constant orange shit stain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it's wrapping a bow on it, I suppose, now, because we don't really. He's yesterday's news now. So
yeah,
literally,
yeah. It's kind of nice, isn't it?
It really is, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Sam, you got anything you want to plug up?
In the next couple of weeks, I've got a video coming out, I guess, but I still haven't come up with a working title. So I'll just say that is a thing that will be happening. And then I've got this controversial stream this evening. I look forward to trying to keep track of the chat and trying to have a conversation at the same time. That'll be interesting.
That's going to be an interesting one. That's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, I it's definitely a stream. I was like, I might sit in a live chat for that if I'm if I'm up live.
Yeah, we might need you to mod for us, Jeff.
If I'm awake, I'm going to be modding. I did not want to be. It's not so much a disrespect to anyone in that stream or to Jen and Will. It's more that I felt it needed someone who could maybe be a counterpoint, and I didn't think I could be that. So
fair.
That's just my opinion.
For anyone who wasn't here when it was discussed earlier, that's going to be on Jen's Little Corners channel, a What the Fuck stream at 11:30 p.m. UK time today. I don't know what that translates to in other people's times.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it'd be like 6:30 EST. God knows what it is in Australia. So
depends on where you are in Australia, apparently.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I know Jen's on the West Coast, but Hops. You got anything coming up from my friend?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say, Stool said he didn't have anything. Well, he has a Twitter, and that's always good fun. So go follow Stool there. Also, I've got a new Twitter. It's now Hops the Band because I had my Twitter suspended because I was apparently too edgy about Trump leaving. So there's that. But I've got one interesting thing I just want to plug here is I've started reading the Bible along with Shane the Skeptic. So Shane the Skeptic, that's one word, and his real name is Shane Isgrigg, and he's occasionally the co-host of the Atheist Experience. But we are reading Genesis. We've done that once, and I hope we're going to do that again soon. So keep an eye out for that. Apart from that, I've got my own channel, which is simply called Hops Watch, and I do beer reviews and secular activism, some political stuff, a bit of LGBTQ stuff as well, mixed with a bit of satire, funny stuff. So I hope to continue on that shortly. So keep an eye out for
that. Right. Ring.
Well, okay. So on Saturday, I've got secular D&D. And on Sunday, I've got Media Musings where I'll either be talking about Pirates of the Caribbean or more likely we'll have a last-minute topic change and we'll be talking about Biden's inauguration as a piece of media.
Cool.
I am also 34 subscribers away from 200, and once I hit 200, I will be doing an embarrassing story stream. and that'll be fun. Also, my analyzing the Capitol attack video is my best or is my most viewed edited video, and it's been under a week since it was released.
Yeah.
I also have a Teespring and a Patreon if you want to throw money my way.
Yeah, obviously, once again, as I said earlier in the stream, I really recommend this video by Ring. And get him to 200 quickly, guys. We want to get him to 200. And yeah, come and check out Media Musings on Sundays. I'm officially a co-host on there now.
Yep.
And I found that out during the intro to Media Musings on Sunday. So I've got to plug Media Musings now. So absolutely. Myself, I may possibly have an interview coming up tomorrow evening UK time. I'm just kind of waiting for like a final confirmation. So that might be coming up. I've been trying to get a guy on for several weeks now, but just now, obviously, then Sunday, obviously, I'll be streaming. I'll be on Noodle's channel where we're continuing our Asterix series. The next one is Asterix and a Secret Weapon, and I don't know if Noodles read this one yet, but I have a strong feeling she's not going to like this one. Is my feeling on this one. I have warned her already, but I don't think she's going to like this one. Then, of course, directly after that, Media Musings on Ring's channel. I don't know. I think possibly as well. I'm fairly regular on Critical Cripple's channel as well for critical questions. So go check that out. I'm a fairly regular guest on there. So with that, I'll just sort of say thank you for everyone in the chat and everyone who's been on the panel today. Suffering through this absolute abomination that is Pastor Greg Locke's Twitter page. Should we do Kevin Sorbo at some point?
Oh, that'd be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll do Kevin Sorbo at some point in the next week if we want to start delving through some more stupid on Twitter. So yeah, thanks for everyone. Thanks for everyone who's been watching this and anyone who may watch this in the future. We shall see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Salute.